I think you should end it a little higher.
Really?
Yes.
We just really lucked out. Both Dane and I have tattooed Van Gogh paintings. We're going to copy this portrait exactly.
Definitely a lot of texture. I got the Van Gogh! Ah, jackpot!
This week, we're testing consistency.
Without consistency, your tattoo's gonna look awful. All your lines have to be straight, your shading has to be in perfect placement. It's the most important part of tattooing.
Today, you must tattoo a famous work of art.
Some of these will be really hard.
Your canvases today all want a world-renowned painting permanently tattooed on their skin. From Starry Night to The Birth of Venus to The Scream, these paintings are some of the most recognizable in the world.
Fine art paintings have hundreds of hours worth of layering of paint. Replicating that into a tattoo is a nightmare.
You must perfectly replicate your painting down to the brushstroke, using consistency to capture the details and its overall essence. But that is not all.
Of course not.
We also have a very special guest judge. He's a curator at the Whitney Museum of American Art here in New York City, Carter Foster.
This curator knows everything there is to know about these kind of paintings. He's gonna be able to tell every spot that's not exactly right.
I specialize in modern and contemporary art. You're never gonna get every detail of that particular work of art into a tattoo form. So the artists have to make these decisions about what they're actually gonna pick out from that work, which is not so easy.
It's not enough to create a great tattoo. Carter is here to make sure your work looks authentic and every drop of ink is consistent with the original painting. In this elimination tattoo, you must tattoo head-to-head against one other artist.
Oh, God damn it.
Giving an apples-to-apples comparison.
Perfect.
One of you will win, and one of you will lose.
Having to replicate any particular piece of art always shows consistency because you have the actual product and you have your replication. There's no room for self-interpretation.
Good thing for you and me is we have done this tattoo about 30 times.
I'm in the very top of this competition the whole time, so we gotta kill it.
This is gonna be a really big battle. Tyler puts me head to head with Chris because he thinks he's gonna be able to take me out of this competition. You, Tyler.
We're dealing with a very pale figure, and that's something that we'll be contending with just with your skin tone. No big deal. Definitely don't stress about that part.
If they think that they're gonna get me out of this competition, they've definitely got a big surprise coming.
If it's going in between your shoulders, then maybe like ovally shape. I'm definitely thinking like a portion of it.
Just sit as still as possible. Going with my fine line. Like some brush strokey bits.
My strategy for the tattoo is to do all the brush strokes on it and make it look like it's old and weathered.
It'll be really painterly when I'm done.
I know Craig is gonna use some goofy ass color palette that Craig Foster loves to do in every tattoo, and I'm gonna keep mine true to the painting, and I'm gonna beat Craig's ass.
I'm just laying down a bunch of blacks, and then I say we're getting all the dull colors in there. There's certain colors that I have seen the judges go harshly on for doing on certain kinds of skin tones, so I'm strategically taking out certain colors. I'm doing what the judges are expecting here.
4 hours remaining, 4 hours to go.
I'll get this last chunk down here done. Water Lilies by Monet is by far the most difficult because there's so much layering happening in the painting. Duffy and I are choosing to go about this painting 2 different ways. She's using a zoomed in section to tattoo, and I'm using a little bit more of the painting. I want to make sure that the painting is identifiable.
Did you see Duffy's?
I saw it once and it was earlier on. How's she doing?
It looks amazing.
Monet specifically painted his designs to be viewed from a distance. When you get up close on them, they're really, really messy. I need to take this same approach with my tattoo. So right now I'm just going through and trying to get like shapes where they go. When you stand back and look at this thing, it's gonna be nice and bright and it makes sense. This is definitely gonna get me the win.
I'm finishing up some of these blues in here, kind of doing these lighter tones. My strategy is to try to keep the main elements in the painting that I feel represent the painting. The only thing that I'm going to move is going to be the moon over into the center of the painting, just so I can get all of the elements that need to be in this. How you doing, girl?
She's over it.
Loving it?
She's not liking me, you know?
I didn't want Starry Night because this thing looks like a crazy house of blue tones and yellow tones. I don't even know how this person did it with a brush, much less how I'm gonna duplicate this with a tattoo machine. Some things just don't work for tattoos.
Oh my God. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it. Time's up. Machine's down. No more ink.
Check it out. Man, this looks awesome.
Today, you had to replicate a fine work of art. Each of you tattooed head-to-head with another artist, and we will directly compare your work. One artist will win, and one artist will lose. Tyler, you went head-to-head with Craig.
Tyler, I think you did a great job translating this from the original painting to a tattoo form. As far as capturing the feel, the tone, the contrast, it is definitely there.
If you look at the original painting, there's tiny little white scratchy lines in the face, and you brought those over to the tattoo in a way that's really well done. Great use of consistency there.
It's really hard to get the expression of that face, and you found a way to do it, which is what the most important thing is in this painting, so well done.
Thanks, guys.
Craig.
Your color choices here are very suspect. You have colors that don't exist anywhere in the painting. Magenta, purple, that bright orange and peach swoosh to the right of the head.
I just wanted something that would last in the skin over time, so I went with the stronger tone.
It's just not the same look. It's not the same feel.
I would also add that yours is looking in a different direction than the original.
I'm happy with it. I had a good time working with it.
But you know, you're here to be critiqued on consistency and not on whether you're happy with this. And as far as a consistency challenge, pretty far off. So, between Tyler and Craig, do we have a winner?
Tyler's attention to detail that he did put in the face makes this really stand out.
I agree. That's the best thing about his.
Winner of this head-to-head competition is Tyler. Katie, you went head-to-head with Duffy. I'm familiar with this painting, and I'm not entirely sure if I would know what this is if I was standing next to her.
Felt like it was very difficult to translate into a tattoo.
Your colors are completely different than the colors in the painting. In the painting, there's some really bright, vivid areas of green with a really high contrast. You made those areas really forest hunter green, so it changes the painting itself.
You've got one of the harder paintings to reproduce and one of the hardest parts of the body. Definitely shows there's a struggle here. It's a rough one.
Duffy.
As far as consistency goes, I do love that you were able to capture the brush strokes. You've captured the color palette, captured the composition. You made a lot of really smart choices.
I would have liked to have seen a little more crispness in the way the flowers were executed, but you chose the shape wisely. You fit it to the body well. That was smart, and it's more recognizable. See this as a Monet right away.
Thank you.
Good job. Between Katie and Duffy, who's gonna take this one?
Duffy really captured the spirit of the Monet a little bit more. It definitely has that painterly feel. I'm leaning towards Duffy's.
I go with Duffy as well.
The edge goes to Duffy for me.
Winner of the head-to-head challenge is Duffy. Matt and Katie, as the veteran artist, it's on your shop to prove that you deserve to be here by overcoming your weaknesses. Last time you competed, there was one elimination tattoo that landed you both in the bottom.
I hope you worked on it, man.
Now you'll get another crack at it. Here it goes. There is no better test of consistency than tattooing a famous work of art.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Of course.
God damn it. The last time I tattooed a famous work of art, it sent me home.
Using consistency, you need to perfectly replicate your painting down to the brushstroke.
Paintings have a million brushstrokes, hundreds of hours worth of work put into them, and when you only have a few hours to do the tattoo, it's almost impossible to get the job done.
And for this elimination tattoo, you and your teammate will both tattoo on the same canvas.
Both of you have to do a fair amount of the tattoo. The biggest thing about this, it needs to look like the painting.
Colors have to be dead on, application has to be dead on. You have to hit exactly what you see in front of you.
Today we want to show consistency, and that means these artists have to be very smart about which portion of the painting they attack and how they execute that portion.
That's nice.
Replicating the painting stroke for stroke is not realistic in 6 hours. So I'm expecting them to hit the colors and tones and the actual mood and look of that painting.
All right, ready?
Bring it. And it's tricky is I want to make sure we get what we get too, because this is a lot of work in this one.
Our canvas came in today wanting the Sistine Chapel's creation of Adam on his chest.
You know, the hard part is, it's a painting that took years to do. Oh, you got 6 hours. You know what I mean?
We're zooming in on the hands, and we're gonna put it on this guy's forearm. I'm doing the smart thing.
I think you should end it a little higher.
Really?
Yes. We just really lucked out. Both Dane and I have tattooed Van Gogh paintings. We're going to copy this portrait exactly.
Definitely a lot of texture.
I got the Van Gogh! Oh, jackpot!
4 hours remaining. 4 more hours.
What's up, Katie?
Hey.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Christian is acting like all buddy-buddy, but I don't know him well enough to know if he has an ulterior motive.
Hey, just so you know, Katie's colors are looking very nice and crisp and clean.
My biggest concern at this point is just making sure that we win this head-to-head.
So just on the direct, like, one-to-one comparison, he's over there blocking and way too dark on that for this.
Jeez Louise. If they want to do a tribal painting, they can do a tribal painting. I'm fine with that.
They're doing a nice job. I don't think they're going to flub it at all, but I think you're making more accurate color choices.
Christian and I are doing a great job working well as a team.
All we need to do is just execute today.
We need to prove to Black Cobra that we came here to play, and no matter what they can produce, we're going to kick them in the dirt each time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Machine's down. Time is up. No more ink.
Quit torturing this poor guy.
All right, jeez.
You're done.
What do you think?
Wow, it's incredible. Thank you.
Today, you had to show consistency by replicating a famous work of art. Matt and Katie. This challenge was designed to test your weaknesses. Black Cobra, you're up first. You tattooed Dancers at the Bar by Degas.
You did a great job capturing the look of this painting. I don't think that anybody could realistically match up stroke per stroke, everything in the painting, but capturing the feel and the mood and the tone are the big things for me. Y'all really did a great job with that.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Basilica. You tattooed Dancers at the Bar as well. Obviously, you're competing with the room, but in this particular case, you went head-to-head with Black Cobra.
The whole thing is just missing that punchy black. Anywhere where there's an outline on this painting is really heavy black, like tar. You guys don't look as deliberate with your black as the painting looks. Black Cobra really punched it in, and that's what makes it really strong. This is a tricky day because the guy that you think's gonna take it to the end can be gone today. So hit these things hard.
Classic trilogy tattoo. You tattooed Creation of Adam by Michelangelo.
Definitely the most consistent tattooing that I've seen from you guys.
I like the crack elements of the ceiling. The anatomical reproduction is really, really nice, and there's just no doubt as to what this thing is. I would not have expected this from you guys.
Yeah, right.
Pins and Needles. You tattooed Banks of the Sand by Manet.
I think y'all captured the look of the painting, but if you get in and start looking at it, the boat shape isn't the same. The horizon line isn't the same. The shape of the trees isn't the same. Those structures in the back are totally lost in the tattoo.
But you guys definitely worked your ass off to get the textures, to get the brush strokes. The look of the painting is primarily achieved.
Thank you, guys.
Artistic skin design. You tattooed Self-Portrait in Gray Felt Hat by Van Gogh.
You definitely got the brushstroke feel.
For this painting to work, it is capturing the warmth, the palette, the feel, the direction, and you guys did that. So, way to not buckle under pressure and just work within your means.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Judges, time to announce Tattoo of the Day.
Classic Trilogy really made a smart play and turned potentially Nightmare into a small, clean, very legible tattoo. But as far as capturing the overall look of a whole painting, Artistic Skin Design really nails it for me.
Artistic Skin Design is the one and only.
The judges have decided the best tattoo of the day goes to Artistic Skin Design.
Thank you.